toward the evening, he crosses the river and he's pervaded with a strong sense of his task. And he sees a grass cutter and he gets a bundle of kusha grass and he sets up a seat under a tree, which we all know later becomes known as the Bodhi tree, the awakening tree. He sits on the east side of the tree and he vows not to get up until he has attained enlightenment, even if he dies in the process. So he has this incredible commitment. And he also feels physically well enough to do this now. So what happens next is Mara makes another appearance to Gautama. And this is an intense appearance. So as he's sitting under the tree, kind of settling in, and there are several phases of this appearance of Mara. So in the first, Mara says, "This is my seat. What are you doing in my seat? How dare you sit in my seat? You ventured where you don't belong. Follow your path. Go back to the palace." But he doesn't react. And he keeps sitting. So when that didn't work, Mara comes as the god of love. So there's a great image where he comes with a bow of humming bees, like a bee bow. And that represents honey and desire. And Mara shoots the arrow of desire at the Buddha, but the Buddha does not waver. In some of the stories, there's a manifestation of Mara's daughters, and these are the Maras of desire and sexual longing, which we all know can be very powerful physical experience, and it's really difficult to work with that energy. And here the Buddha has left his principal wife and his harems. He's a young man. And here again, he doesn't react. And he remains unwavering in depth meditation. When that doesn't work, Mara ups his game and he summons his war elephant. And he manifests a host of terrifying warriors and monsters and ghosts. And they all appear to the Buddha with this intense fire and smoke and this energy of attack. So now Mara goes from seduction to aggression. But again, the Buddha remains in equanimity. So when all of that didn't work, then Mara says, "All right, by what right do you occupy this seat?" Lama Tsultrim points out here that all of us in some way perhaps have this feeling that we have no right to become enlightened, or that is not in our karma, or we're just not capable in this lifetime. And so what happens is that we lose our confidence and we don't really believe that we have the right to occupy the seat of enlightenment. And this is what the challenge is for the Buddha too. By what right do you occupy this seat of awakening? And the Buddha answered firmly, "By the merit of countless lifetimes as a bodhisattva." So then Mara challenges again. "Okay, what witness do you have that you have accumulated the 10 virtues to the point that you have the right to occupy your seat, this seat? Who's your witness?" So of course, Mara is sure that the Buddha is alone and he has no witnesses, and he's got him this time. But instead of being caught in Mara's trap, the Buddha reaches down and he touches his fingers to the earth. And he says, "The earth is my witness." And as he does this, from deep down in the earth, there's an immense trembling and rumbling, an earthquake, as the earth goddess responds to him. And she affirms his right. Defeated, Mara slinks away. And that's the last appearance of Mara that night. So in some of the early Buddhist iconography, as the Buddha reaches down to touch the earth, there's a figure of a goddess that's coming up to meet the Buddha, and she's touching her fingers to his.